Hi, and welcome to Spirit on Tap podcast. My name is Anna, and I am the DM for this Eastern Asian inspired campaign. I would like to introduce my players, ERIK.
Hello, I'm ERIK. I play Bora the Foreigner, the White Tiger Leonin fighter, and all-around messy boy.
Yeah, or himbo. We also have Helen.
Hello, I'm Helen. I play Atonement from Sin, the Tiefling Grave Domain Cleric.
We have GINNY.
I'm GINNY, and I play Ka, the Water Ganassi Circle of Stars Druid.
And we have a fourth player, NAMI, who is our guest for a few sessions.
Hello, I am NAMI, and I play Vera, the Tiefling Armorer Artificer.
It's like when you're trying, what am I playing?
More, it's just AAA back to Armorer Artificer is just a really cursed combination of English syllables, and I have realized upon saying it aloud twice now that I dislike it. I like what I can do. I do not like the words.
So, previously on Spirit on Tap, on the last episode, Vera, who is the gold tiefling armored artificer that Nami is playing, works for Chul, and she obviously came from a family of quite high standing, and is helping our little group of adventurers with a mission for Chul. So Chul has informed them that they need to liberate a vial of liquid from a ship called the Sea Lotus. In exchange, he is going to help arrange for an expedition into the jungle to try and find some temple ruins that have been believed to be lost to civilization. So they've gone out to try and scout out the agricultural district and this warehouse, and they've decided to split the group. We've got Ka and Vera together, while Atonement and Bora will be separating, doing their own investigation. We left them at sort of like mid-afternoonish, I believe Ka said 2:37. And they have decided to reconvene at a noodle bar called Razor Tails. I said noodle bar, a noodle shop, I guess, called Razor Tails at dusk. So, who would like to go first? Ka and Vera, or Atonement and Bora?
Let's go! They didn't volunteer, it's too late.
Okay, let's do it.
That was incredibly enthusiastically aggressive with me. I apologize.
Okay, so you guys are about half an hour walk from the warehouses and there's a little dock that's attached to the agricultural district. You can see there are two ships there. Usually, I would say Bora and Vera, you guys would know that normally the kind of ships that come in here are the ones that deal directly with agriculture, and they bring in like animals or animal feed, that kind of thing. So, you guys, do you want to like head towards the place together, like all of you, or do you want to split off from each other at the area that you're at?
Vera was planning on just going down the main road directly to the docks.
All right,
Same.
we can definitely do that.
Yeah.
So
Don't want to get lost.
So the main road itself is. Sorry, Nami.
It's alright. You know, when you can see the thing that you're walking towards, you should just keep walking towards it.
You are not incorrect. Eyes forward.
I love this friendship. So the path that you're on, the main road, it is kind of, you guys know that this road does actually go through all the districts up to the port. But at this point, where it hits the agricultural district, it is usually a very, very hard-packed dirt road. It's about 20 to 30 feet wide. Depends on roughly where you are, if it's 20 feet or 30 feet. It's wide enough for several wagons to be able to go down this road at the same time. At the moment, it's just like churned mud because it's just like this morning, the night before in the morning, there was a massive, massive monsoon. It's a little bit more like kind of humid here, but it's not uncomfortable humid yet. And it is starting, this is like the peak of the day, so it's quite hot. I can't tell you really in Fahrenheit how hot I'm thinking it is, but in Celsius, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe 35-ish degrees with humidity. It's so you guys can do your calculations. The Celsius.
It's more than 90 degrees, from what I understand, and I dislike it. And
but yeah, so any of you who are like wearing boots, like the mud is coming up over your ankles, kind of thing. It's like what the state of the mud is like, and like there's wagons and horses and oxen like pulling things up and down, which is just churning the mud up more. So
I didn't dress for swimming today.
But yeah,
I feel like Ka would just kind of be like enjoying the feeling of like I feel like Ka would have taken off their shoes and it's just kind of like enjoying the feeling of the mud between their toes.
Oh my God.
Squish, squish, squish.
Is it better to do mud without shoes? And at this, Vera like looks like she has experienced like a new life view, and you can see that she was like wearing like sturdy adventure lady boots, and she takes off her sturdy adventure lady boots, and underneath and of course she's wearing more gold around her ankles, and she just starts like squelching in the mud like Ka, and she's like, "This is very nice. I am a fan.
It's nice and cool. Yes.
This is refreshing.
Really in contact with the earth. So it is cooling, it is lovely, and you get a nice little suction effect every time you pull your feet up.
Oh, you mean the It is
I'm just like
what a journey we're on.
this is as you guys are doing this, you are getting closer and closer to the warehouse, and you can see there are a number of guards, kind of like some of them are watching you, but at this point they're kind of watching you like you would watch like mad children.
I mean,
what the hell are these kids doing, sort of a thing.
Well, at least with Ka, like they're just walking regularly. They're just really enjoying the feeling.
Vera initially starts off by doing a sort of like crab-like walk dance, but she is now walking normally.
Takes a while to get used to.
Okay, so you guys I just can't, guys. So as you get to this warehouse, you do see that the road has become paved here. So so you will soon come to an area where you cannot splash around in the mud anymore. And there are like these warehouses. They're quite large wooden buildings. Not really much in the way of windows or anything. And it looks like these are old warehouses. You can tell by the color of the wood that they have been here for a while, and they've taken a battering from the weather, and they are still standing. But you can't see the ships behind it. So you can see there's a couple of pathways that go through between all the warehouses. And there are a few guards in black armor, like black tunic, sorry, with a silver dragon embroidered on their tunics, which indicate that they are royal guards, which isn't uncommon to see around warehouses and docks and stuff. And at the moment, they're not really paying much attention to you, although there are like a couple who are just like watching you guys as you're like splashing around in the mud. So it's not like a wary sort of watching you. It's more of a just like, what are they doing kind of watching you.
Good shit. Is there a spot where Vera could take a hot second to sit? Or, you know what, as soon as it gets to, like, actual cobblestone, she's just gonna plop herself onto the ground and pull, like, a cloth out of her satchel and use it to wipe the mud off of her feet, and then put her feet back into her muddy shoes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's easily done.
Is there any water that I can see in the nearby vicinity?
You can see the ocean.
Well, like,
The sea.
can I pull water out of the mud or the air?
Yes, definitely. You can take it
Okay.
out of the mud, but also like you can see it in like there's like pools of it in the field, and there's like puddles on the floor, so on the paved area. But yeah, for sure, there's definitely water around.
I'm gonna use shape water to just kind of get a little bit of water and just like one at a time clean my feet off and put my shoes back on.
Vera's gonna look at her rag in like disappointment and be like, I wish I could do that.
Would you like some help? And Ka will just use the shape water and like.
Thank you!
You're welcome. I'm glad that some of us appreciate my ability to help keep them clean. Hashtag subtweet Bora.
Ka's being passive aggressive.
It's
very strange for
Bora just far away sneezes.
Your ears are warming up. Someone is talking about you.
Somewhere there is gossip. You are the topic.
And Ka will finish up and just so our cover story then is that you are going to investigate the sea. We are going to go to the Sea Lotus, and you are interested in contracting them for your family work.
Correct.
Perhaps we can
No
get some
cover
correct.
story needed. That is the truth.
Fair enough.
And you are my friend who is helping me.
Of course. I'm always happy to help.
Friends!
So what sort of work might you be contracting them for?
So I need to get these scrolls, and I show Ka the scrolls, and I'm like, my family told me that they were farming-related scrolls that need to go to the farming-related library. And I know that this is the farming. And please take my scrolls? And Vera kind of stops and she goes, if it sounds like I don't know a lot of information about this, it's because I don't. They're trying to give me responsibilities in the family business, and I do not want it.
Ka, if you want, you can roll
I would.
just a general intelligence check if you want to see like
Are
what
these-
library these might need to go to.
I would like to pick up the scrolls. Like, are these sealed at all? Oh,
They are in like scroll cases, so you kind of have. You can pull them out of a scroll case, and you can twist the ends to bring the scroll back in. And the scroll case itself is made of bamboo. Most of this is made of bamboo. So they're not like waterproof or anything, but you can easily pull the scrolls out, and then you'll need to wind it up by like twisting the caps.
okay. But like, I would be like, I have a similar one on my back with my.
Yes, you would, or like. Depending on, like, you can decide what style your astrological charts and stuff are, but you've astronomical charts, not astrological charts. But you've
I mean,
definite-
both. Honestly, they're kind of the same. And
this very
D&D
similar. But no, you've definitely used scrolls like this in the past.
Okay. Excellent. So, I was rolling a history intelligence check. I don't remember.
You can do history or intelligence. I don't really mind.
They're the same because I don't have proficiency. 16.
Okay,
So I
with
would
a
like to. I would like to take the scrolls, and if they're not sealed, I would like to just like open one up and kind of see if it is what it says. And
Yeah, so the first scroll that you see, it is very much. They look more like blueprints for some sort of like mill type machine. So, I mean, it would definitely technically count as agriculture. And it looks very much sort of like a water mill style device that they are blueprints for. And as you look at the scroll, I'm not going to make you roll for this because this is something you would know. But with the history, with the roll that you just did, as you're looking at the scroll and like flipping upside down, you recognize on it the logo of a silver dragon flying through the sky. And it's sort of like almost like foiled on the back of this scroll in fabric, and then the scroll is kind of attached to it. And you know these come from the libraries of Kuzubuchi.
So your family is involved in the agricultural sector, then?
Well, not particularly. We're just involved in the books sector. So, like, any and all books, or scrolls, or books of scrolls, or scrolls of books.
Well, I myself am a fan of scrolls of books and books of scrolls, so...
They're so fun.
Likewise. But yes, I just wanted to check and see. I was just curious about what knowledge might lie within.
You're welcome to study them if you would like. I personally... agriculture bores me. No offense to agriculture. It's very important. But I prefer things like engines. Have you heard? They're actually... So, this is very, very cool. But when I was in university, I got to work on this steam engine project with the... And she just sort of, like, starts, like, rambling a little bit. And she, like, pretty much what happens when you get, like, a tech person drunk and then they start to ramble about their specialty. Like, she's basically talking to you about her thesis right now. And what it boils down to, that you can ascertain from this, is that she went to some sort of university in one of the other countries. So she went to a university in Jinan, which is, like, a different...
They followed the Gold's Dragon.
So she went there, and she, as part of the work that she did there, was sort of working on, like, research that could figure out how to make, like, combustion-related things. And she's like, I just love explosions! They're so cool! I can't do explosions myself, though. When I came back from college, my parents banned me from explosions, but explosions are fun!
As long as nobody gets hurt, of course.
Bora looks like, what the fuck? So if anyone, like,
Yes,
if you're listening,
yes,
like...
Again,
Eric's like, what?
Again, far and away, you know, Bora's concerned over something, but we'll get to that later.
Is this a university that Ka would have been familiar with?
I'm gonna say yes, Carl. You would be familiar with a lot of like the big colleges or the big universities around the 10 nations. This is one that you've definitely heard of. You tend to know the I don't know whether to use the word college or university, but the institution in Jinan is rival to the one in Kuzubuchi and the astronomical one that you are aware of as well. Mm-hmm. So, but they're all well known for different things, but they all have the same level of status. So they would be kind of almost considered almost like your competitors, but also your allies, because they don't study the same thing as you. But there's that's rivalry between all the scholars.
Right. Like, and everybody gets really heated at the yearly game.
Yes.
there's like that rivalry there, and like there's the
our
the
engines
friendly
are better than
prodding
your telescopes.
That's the fight.
I feel like there's some sort of in phrase, like there. I'm gonna intelligence. Yeah, Ka doesn't remember what it is. Otherwise, they would say it. But
yeah, so you are definitely aware of this place.
Yeah.
I would say actually, you roll just another general intelligence or history. I don't mind.
4.
Okay, yeah, I'm not giving you any more than that. Okay.
No more info for you.
I was just going to give you some possible rumors that you might have picked up, but no, you don't remember any of them.
Well, I'm probably going to take a moment and just kind of sit on the ground and say, do you mind if I do a little bit more exploration of the scrolls?
Of course! Have fun! And Vera is going to, like, plop down next to you and take out one of, like, it looks like just a little thingamabob. She's going to take out a thingamabob and tinker with it.
feel like this is probably a good time to move to Atonement and Bora while they're studying the scrolls instead of the warehouse.
We're getting there. We have like 6 hours.
This is true. I love it. You two are just like, let's go check out the warehouse. Ooh, scrolls.
No, we're going to the ship.
But still, either way, I just love it. You're just like, ooh, mud, ooh, scrolls.
This is what happens when you put the two intellectuals together. They get distracted by the intellectuals.
Yeah.
I love it so much. All right, so Atonement and Bora, you two, you see you watch these two make their way towards the warehouses and the ships. You do also need to go in a kind of a similar direction, because the ships are behind the warehouses. And I would say, Atonement, you've got quite a high passive perception. As you are trying to discuss, like, what you're going to do with Bora, you do see them just out of the corner of your eye in the distance, like, splashing around in the mud and, like, just seem to be having fun.
Okay, sorry, repeat that for a second.
Yeah, Bora, you don't really notice much, but Atonement, sorry, she notices that with her passive perception that these two are stomping around in the mud as they go towards the warehouses. I would say at this point they haven't gotten to the warehouses yet. So and the ships. So I said there's warehouses and ships. They haven't got there yet at this point, but they have discovered the mud.
Okay.
They've discovered the mud. Right, okay.
Another quotable thing.
Bora just sneezes. Just like, ugh. Well, that was odd. I don't usually sneeze. My ears are feeling warm. This is weird. So, the warehouses, right? Hey, we are well and far distance from Ka and Vera at this point, right?
Well, you guys can go a slightly different way around. Like, they've gone down the main road, but there's lots of, like, other paths and stuff that wind through the fields and make their way towards the warehouse. I'd say that maybe they are, at this point, I'm going to say, like, quarter of a mile ahead of you. I would say that they're probably about quarter of a mile ahead of you at the moment.
Okay. And Bora just turns to Atonement. I have a feeling that Vera's going to be a lot of trouble for numerous reasons.
She seems to not like Almach. What is that about?
Well, so far as I can gather, Mr. Chul and Almach don't exactly see eye to eye in the sense that it sounds like Chul's trying to overthrow Almach in the underworld, which could be really, really messy. And, you know, if he has some powerful families on his side, that might prove to be a problem for me, especially as I try to, you know, keep my cover. I don't know how exactly to go about it, if we are eventually going to have to, I don't know, silence Vera or not.
I mean, at this moment in time, it's no problem, no, because she believes that you are with Chul and not Almach, right?
Yeah, but how long can I keep this guise up for, really?
I mean, clearly not very long. You've already blown it, technically.
and he just he turns his head to Atonement.
What?
Like,
I'm being honest.
And just like slowly works things over in his head of how he blew it before. I'm like, to you and Ka?
I mean, you told us to be very careful around Chul. And then you have someone who works for Chul, and then you're just like, yes, I am part of the Twilight Lotus. Haha, that isn't suspicious in the slightest. I mean, I'm just saying, it's... You
He
told
just,
us
like-
to be careful, and then you'll say it in front of someone we've just met.
He just kind of takes a moment and lets it soak in, and if like you could hear the inner part of his head screaming out, "Damn it!"
Did you not clock that is how that is how Vera knew that something was not right?
Well, they didn't seem to play it off as such. I mean, I covered it up in saying like I need to use whatever influence I can.
Yes,
know.
no, I agree. I think you were very good at persuading Vera. But
Maybe next time I'm about to slip up, could you like just kick me in the shin or something?
I mean, yes, but obviously I don't know the vast history between Almach and Chul. I didn't realize it was that big of an issue to mention, but now that I know...
Neither did I, but now
Oh.
things have changed.
Right, well, that is duly noted, and next time that becomes an issue, I will make sure to let you know beforehand.
Thank you. Now, as far as our plan is concerned, right, with getting into this warehouse, probably we should work out how we're going to go about it, right? Are you comfortable with posing as not really posing as, you are the Dawn Lotus. Are you okay with bringing that up in order to gain access?
Are you kidding me? Of course, I would do anything.
Okay. I'm glad that we've thrown all morality outside the window now.
I don't know. I'll do whatever.
I guess, well, I don't know if we're helping people yet. We probably have to see what this jewel is and what's tied to. Very curious question. Can you create counterfeits of things?
No. I am not a wizard. I cannot change things like that. I can fix things, but that is not changing.
Okay. We might have to find a way to disguise objects then in the near future.
Why?
Because we're going to the temple and we're going to rob not Chunso. Wow, that would be rude.
Oh
We're
no,
going to
no,
rob
not
Chul blind.
Chunso. He's so sweet.
Well, we're not going to. I messed up with the name I said. We're going to basically rob Chul blind with, everything.
Let me just check my online. my I don't know how to do this in character. My bag. I don't fucking. How the fuck do I play this?
What are
one
you
off?
trying to find out?
I'm just trying to see if I have any cool spells or anything that would just
Allow her to fabricate.
I was like, I don't have a book. I'm not a wizard. I'm a spell slot.
I don't. You can roll, I guess, an Arcana or Intelligence check if you want to do this in game, but also out of game. Just check your spell list.
I mean, I'll do one in game as well, just so in case you have anything. Arcana.
Arcana, or I'll allow Intelligence as well in case you need it.
And
I think the same.
can I do a history check to see if I would know anyone at the Almach estate who's great at creating forgeries?
Okay, so first, Atonement. What did you roll to see if you've got a spell?
I got a 14.
Something that can create forgeries.
I don't think I mean, or like
I don't
anything.
think clerics
I don't
have
think
that ability.
No, it's not really creating, but I wasn't sure if there was like something
You know who would
in
have
universe
that ability?
would.
You know who would have? An artificer would have that ability.
Oh wow.
The one that's just disappeared up. I don't know of any. I'm just checking my cleric spells.
Looking at the spells I've got at this level
close-
anyway.
The closest is like locate object,
Yeah.
and I don't
Remember,
think you're
this
level
is-
3 yet.
This is the recon portion.
Still
Yeah,
though.
but we're having a good old, discussion of what to do for our next play, because going to the warehouse is a bit of a journey.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't know
assuming
how
you're
much
having
it
this
was.
chat as you're making your way up to like
Yeah.
down one of the side lanes up to the warehouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully there aren't a
No,
bunch of
so
prying ears around.
I don't know of any cleric spells that could do it. You
Not at
could
this
still
level anyway.
you could still attempt to make a forgery if you wanted to, but I would say that you would have to do it at disadvantage if you wanted to try it. For a roll for I don't know, maybe like history or survival or intelligence. I'm happy with either one of those three.
Survival would be lovely. Let me see. That is a 16.
So you know a few people where you could potentially get forgeries from. None of them are in the agricultural district, but you do know that there are a few within the manufacturing quarter where you can probably get some bits and pieces. The first one that comes to mind is an old bookshop. What kind of thing are we looking for forgery? Sorry.
Well, it's when we do the other mission of like going to the jungle and all that stuff.
So, and you want a forged...
Anything that we'd find that's like super valuable that we could like present to.
Oh, okay. So like an object forgery.
Yeah.
So you know that, like most of the merchants in the manufacturing district, or most of the craftsmen, they are like 90 to 95% honest. So you could pretty much go to anybody and ask for a forgery for the correct price. There are other people who would probably do it for less. If you want a good forgery of some sort, you want to go to one of those 95, like those people who are like considered upstanding crafters, but like you don't know of anybody within this manufacturer who are like 100% honest, will not do forgeries if no matter how much you pay them.
So it's like everything is there, but for a price.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I said, you will probably a few people, but like even like the master weaponsmiths and stuff, they will do forgeries if under the right conditions and with the correct sort of like, I'll be quiet if you don't, and also here's a pouch full of money.
Okay. Well, I might have some connections to help us out because I don't want you to lose anything of actual significance to your mission, while also helping us to keep our cover and be in good favor. It might just benefit you in the long run.
I mean, I very much appreciate that. I'm just trying to think. I have this, and like she'll reach into her bag and she'll pull out what to you looks like a piece of coal. And she's like, I have this. It's a really I know it looks strange. To me, this looks like a light blue, like gemstone, but apparently to everybody else, it looks like a piece of coal, and I don't know why. And I've had it for a few years now, and I've never met anyone else who can see that it looks like a gemstone. And I don't know what it's supposed to do. I don't know if it's for anything. I've just been carrying it around. Maybe one day I thought I would, it would be solved and it would, come forward as to what it's supposed to be. But this could potentially be something.
Do you think your object is enchanted of some sort?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know how to check that. I've got no idea. It was given to us maybe 4 years ago or so by just a grateful person who was happy for our services, and then everyone else thought it was a piece of coal, and to me it was this gemstone.
Well, maybe when we have a moment, you would like to present that to Mr. Chunso and see if he might know of anyone that can identify or praise that object for you.
Yes, if you think that is wise.
I mean,
sure.
You've met him. He seems like a kind man enough, right?
No, I know, but it would be more of, I wasn't sure if you wanted to present this to Chul, and I don't know how. I don't know what kind of no. This is no.
If you were saying it has some sort of odd property to it of how it appears, my guess is that it has something to it that's a lot deeper than what we want Mr. Chul to see.
So this is too valuable.
I'm thinking so.
Right. I'm just trying to, gauge what kind of value we're going for.
Well, we can actually identify that in the warehouse district and see if there's anyone that's capable of doing magical appraisals since we're already here.
I guess we will deal with that later.
Yes.
We just need to just check out this warehouse, I guess.
Yes. And speaking of which, now how close are we to said warehouse over
I would say after this point, you are at like this paved area near the warehouse.
Oh wow! Isn't that nice and convenient? Here we are.
I mean, we were talking for all of like 5 to 10 minutes. So that makes sense for walking, right?
And it is a little bit busier here than it has been. Obviously, like there's people going back and forth in and out of these warehouses. I will say that Ka and Vera are not the only ones kind of like sitting along the edges of like the paved area. There are like farmers and children and stuff, kind of just chilling or resting or eating. So it's not going to be like just those two sitting down and like that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
You do also notice that you haven't really seen any of this kind of thing yet, but there are some stray dogs around too. I forgot to mention with Ka and Vera, but there are a couple of stray dogs who seem to be sort of like sniffing at wagons that have been kind of left alone or like scraps of food that have been thrown on the floor. You guys haven't seen stray animals yet in the city.
Do we know the name of the warehouse that we were looking for? Like the specific
You know the name of the ship, but you don't know the name of the warehouse. But I will. No, I'm not going to give you that.
Would crates at all be like, or even transport wagons be stamped with a particular place the shipment's coming from?
Yeah,
like
so you know that this ship has come from Kulin.
Mm-hmm.
So you can try and find the ship, or you can try and find any cargo with like any sort of stamp or paint or logo on with the Kulin, anything from Kulin.
I think that we'd be best off going that route, honestly, as opposed to like going up to someone going, "Hey, do you have a shipment from Kulin?" Right?
I mean, that's probably smarter.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll a luck check if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see if I can stumble upon one of these wagons that may.
I'm going to say that you need to roll an investigation check.
Oh.
That's worse for me somehow because it's -1. You know what? I rolled a natural 20. So
Hey!
it's a 19.
A 19. Okay, so you do see quite a few different sort of logos and insignia and stuff, and some of them you think are companies. Some of them have got like the characters of the name of the companies and the ships and stuff that are shipping them. But you do come across a bunch of crates and sacks of grain and stuff. They have almost like a branch with 8 ivy leaves coming off of it. So these sort of I mean, I'm looking at the leaf now, and they kind of look, I want to say like teardrop-shaped leaves, coming off of a stalk, and you see there's 8 of them coming off.
Okay.
And you know that the 8-leafed poison ivy plant insignia, so this is a poison ivy, is the symbol for Kulin.
Okay.
So it's like how the hands reaching up underneath the dragon is a symbol for Malang, and then you've got the silver dragon is the symbol for the poison ivy leaf plant. Sorry, is the symbol for Kulin.
Okay. Bora's just simply going to, I guess, follow where that's going, and just whatever warehouse it stops at, just go into it.
Okay. So you see that these, with the 19 as well, you do see that there are workers who are carrying these crates back and forward from a warehouse that's right next to, like, in between the two ships that are in the port. So, having said that, though, do you guys want to try and stealth into the warehouse area, or do you want to just walk in, or how do you want to go into the warehouse? It doesn't take much. Like, you can walk upward, back and forth to see that the warehouse is between the ships. But to go any further, to go into that area, you're going to have to either just like walk in, or stealth, or, you know.
I feel like there's no need to stealth with who we are.
Yes, I think if we just... I've been to HELEN. I spent much time in HELEN, so... You know, I can just say it is something for that.
What if you made mention that there was some sort of stolen cargo on there?
I mean, I am looking for something, and I've been to HELEN, so I would just lie and just say that I am looking for that specific thing. It's a slight alteration of the truth.
Okay, cool. I enjoy that.
And with
So,
that,
yeah,
I
I
guess to turn from Sin, we'll like take the lead, and we'll just kind of very confidently walk towards the warehouse.
Alright, so if it's okay with you guys,
like a bodyguard.
with that interesting bit of recon, don't forget to follow Spirit on Tap on social media. Don't forget to tag us or message us to let us know what you think. And if we have by accidentally used a Japanese honorific wrong, please let me know. But I think I did it right. We are Spirit on Tap D&D on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We also have website, spiritontapdnd.com. You may follow me on Twitter at AnnaS100. Eric, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Slippers Cosplay and on Twitch at Sleifner. And if you're as confused as to what happened in this episode as I am, welcome to the crew.
Helen, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at itsongbird and Instagram at songbirdcosplay.
And Nami, where can anyone find you if they would like to see?
So you can find me as Nami Sparrow on pretty much everything, but the main things I use are Instagram and YouTube.
And Ginny, our wonderful spider druid, where can people find you?
Can be found spinning my webs on... Sorry. No, I'm not.
I love it.
On
It's a
Twitch.
web of lies.
You might call it the interweb.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Okay, I promise I'm done. You can find me at Ms. Ginny Liz on Instagram and Twitter, and on Twitch as Ginny Liz.
Alright, so with that, I hope you enjoyed this session, and I guess tune in 2 weeks' time to hear...
Did we say goodbye to Helen too, or did we forget Helen?
I thought I already
No,
did.
I've done me.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I was directly after you.
Sorry. My
I
mind
was
is
like-
blanked. My mind is like made of like very squishy bad pudding after all of what happened in this episode.
I mean, literally,
I know it.
as soon as you finished talking, I started.
With that, we will tune in 2 weeks' time to find out whether they get to this mysterious vial or not. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.
Oh god.
God help.
Greetings. This is Atonement from Sin, the party's grave domain cleric, also known as Helen, one of the players on Spirit on Tap. Our D&D campaign is inspired by Asian religions, cultures, and regions. Feel free to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Spirit on Tap D&D. Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you soon.